Yo, what's going on, man?
Kid, what's
All
good,
right,
brother?
bro. So we starting the podcast right there. Golly, like this. So, introduce yourself to those that's viewing. You know what I'm saying? Special guest today.
Yo, what's happening, world? Y'all know the name. Well, some of y'all know the name. Raheem Flowers.
All right. So yeah, man, we gonna discuss a array of topics, bro. So we just gonna keep it thorough on here. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you want to talk about. We just gonna roll with this. I got stuff I want to talk about too, but I'm gonna let you roll with it.
Yeah. I actually want to start off by talking about what that, that it was in.
That what?
That's bullshit, though.
Wait, what you say? What you say you wanted to talk about? It messed up for a second.
I said for a brief moment, I wanted to speak about what Russ said about producers and blaming them for why hip hop is
Oh,
in the state it was in.
yeah. Go ahead, talk about that.
I mean, I mean personally, because I'm a producer and I've been producing since like fall of 2012, and that's bullshit. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people do like to ride the coattail of other producers like Metro Boomin and Southside and Lex Luger,
Yeah,
Hit Boy, the whole nine yard and shit. But it's like, first of all, a nigga like, excuse me, I'm not even say that because that's a white boy or mixed dude or whatever he is.
yeah.
He's not even qualified to say some shit like that. He's mediocre as fuck. I can see, I can see if like, I'm not even that big on these industry dudes, but if somebody like that was to say that shit, then that would hold merit.
Somebody like
That would
who?
hold merit when
Somebody like
Russ,
no. Somebody like
like
who was to say
nobody
something?
respects him in the hip hop community, and if we want to get technical, the Billboard be amazing, you know.
Damn, it's fucking up bad,
I
bro.
said that somebody like J. Cole or like even Kendrick or even somebody as corny as Big Sean,
Yeah,
like even fucking Wale, like he's not even on that stature. That
yeah. I understand what you saying about that, and I never agree with it being the producer's problem, because the producers are the beats that's being made nowadays. They some classical. They some like they're legendary. You feel me? And it's not the beat that's
mm-hmm.
doing this shit. It's the motherfuckers that's rapping over it. You feel
it's
me?
the
So
vocals,
yeah,
yeah.
it's the vocals, man. It ain't got shit to do with the producers. But I just that's what I give lyrical artists problems for, because if you got somebody that's out here, you know what I'm saying, picking the best beat. If the mumble rappers is picking the hardest beats that people are paying attention to, the classic beats, you feel me? Then that's the lyricist problem. You feel me? You're supposed to be able to, you know what I'm saying, catch on and be able to flow on that. People still see a lot of problem with a lot of lyricists nowadays. They still trying to rap on the boom bap. You feel me? And then they catching
Like
on to,
Joey, like
huh? Yeah, like Joey. Yeah, Joey. You feel me? But he tried to go off the wall with like All American
yeah.
Badass. You feel me? But you know, other than that, you know what I'm saying, that little pop shit. I be roasting him, Vince Staples for that shit, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? They chose. Oh man, it's just a whole nother story within itself to talk
Yeah,
about that
I feel you, bro. I
shit.
mean, like, see, and that's the thing, man. Like, that's why. I mean, even though I'm not a no Odd Future fan or something, but I respect Earl. I do respect him.
Yeah,
He's dope. He's good at what he does.
yeah, he's a top tier lyricist. He just don't get his credit for being a top tier lyricist. Earl got like triple entendres in his lyrics. He's
Yeah.
cold to that level. My little brother put me up on him when I first heard that they rapped over Gucci Mane. Tyler the Creator and Earl
Yeah,
Sweatshirt
Tyler the
rapped
Creator.
over.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was like back in what 2010,
yeah,
09. But yeah,
2010.
I
Yeah, when they
remember
rapped
that.
over that, I was clown my little brother for listening to Odd Future, because I was like, they some weirdos. You feel me? Like you know what I'm saying? And I over time I just listened to Tyler. I understood that he had concepts. He produced. He shot his own videos. I gave him credit for all of that. But I still give him slack for being a weirdo. So other than that,
I feel you.
Then yeah, other than that and all that weird ass shit, that little gimmick shit he be doing every now and then, but that's authentic. His gimmick is authentic. He's really like
I mean,
that. You
I'll say
feel me?
this about Tyler. He's an underrated A&R because he got bands like Bad Bad Not Good, The Internet,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, them groups,
the
yeah.
Jet Age of Tomorrow. I think that group's called. Like he put on some
Uh
talented
huh.
groups.
Yeah, Haji Beats and Left Brain. They all,
Mm-hmm.
he put his whole
Oh,
crew on.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but Earl don't get his credit because he's not consistent with, continuing to drop tapes
Nope.
and you know what I'm saying. He don't keep people he don't keep the attention on him. I'm not saying that in a gimmicky way, but I'm just saying that he's purposely fell back from dropping music. So I've heard
Yeah, I
somebody in
know.
my comment section say he's supposed to be dropping something this year. We'll see. He's been saying that for years
I was
now.
digging the track that he did with Knowledge called Balance. I was digging that track.
Okay, I gotta check that out. But I seen an interview of him talking with the people from the Far Side. The group, the Far Side.
Yeah,
Keep
the
on
West
passing me
Coast.
by.
Yeah, hell
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was talking to them, and I was like, okay, bro. Interacting with some old school legends, and I was like, okay, we might get some music soon. That was 3 years ago. That nigga ain't dropped shit. But
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that
But
is
yeah.
true, bro. I mean, man, I can touch on a lot of subjects in college. Like,
Go ahead.
I wanted to even talk briefly even about the state of Chicago hip hop.
Okay.
Like, honestly, me and my homie, the homie I said who you remind me of,
Yeah.
we've been starting this shit since the start of this decade, February 2010, and even like I'll even make a reference to a rapper that a lot of niggas know about. I usually don't discuss him, but for my respect for you, I'm gonna bring him up. Pep. Pep.
Pappy. Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that know him. I went to high school in the neighborhood that he liked to kick it at.
Yeah. Rogers Park,
I'm not
right?
gonna say no. Oh, you know your shit in Chicago. No,
Yeah.
no, he's from a place called Edgewaters, but it was
Okay.
yeah. So my homie started rapping, and he was developing the name in our school and in the neighborhood because a lot of people already knew who he was because his brother used to bang, and his brother was a well-known gangbang back in the day. He was a CVL conservative vice lord and shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, like a lot of people started to watch his videos, and he was like getting a lot of moments back in 2010, 2011 and shit. Happy and the rest of those drill dudes didn't even start to do that till 2011, 2012. I mean, aside from LEP Bogus Boys and King Louie, honestly, my homie was the one who kicked it off, especially on the north side of Chicago. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even say the south side and the west side so much, but like in a way, we call low key set a foundation, just like how you called a lot of shit out, and you like planted a lot of seeds, even in like a lot of the pop culture and things that go on in the industry. Like people do watch, and my friend
Yeah.
always said people watching you, bro.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
People really, really be watching. I told you, like when I
and
start
I can
seeing.
even give you another example. I'm
Go
sorry
ahead.
to cut you
Go
off.
ahead. You good?
Vlad. Vlad had a Vlad had a flashback video about Drake and Kendrick beefing, and it was some guy at one of those sports centers he was interviewing, and Vlad liked one of my tweets,
Yeah.
and he decided to make a flashback the day after he liked the tweet before he uploaded it. Like a day later, he decided to upload that shit. So I contributed to him doing a flashback video, and this motherfucker Tommy took one of my thumbnails. I got a long ass history with this dude. Too.
Hey man, you brought up Vlad. I'm gonna tell you some.
Bring up-
I'm gonna tell you some history about me and Vlad though. I used to comment on VladTV.com with my Discuss account, dropping truth in there. Like that was like 4 years ago almost. Do you know this motherfucking dude blocked me because I exposed, his
Go
people?
for it, brother.
Huh? What you say?
I can hear you.
Uh, oh, it messed up.
Yeah, it was messing up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I told I said I was commenting on VladTV.com about 4 years ago and
Mm-hmm.
dropping truth. You feel me about just the hands in the background. Let's just say that the hands in the background, and this motherfucker blocked my whole fucking IP address off of his shit. I said, yeah,
What?
that Vlad, yeah, he did that. So ever since then, I've, I was like, man, this dude a motherfucker with himself. But you were talking about Tammy, you know what I'm saying, Tammy and him blocking shit.
But
So
yeah.
go ahead and speak your truth on that, your piece on that.
Yeah, man, like, I got a history of time, and it revolves around Vlad. Me and, like, everything with that dude revolves around Vlad.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first time I saw Tommy, it was a video that was pertaining to the knockout, and he made a bunch of comments and saying a lot of off the wall shit. So I
About
told
a
him, I was like,
knockout.
huh?
You
Oh, you know that it was a knockout game. It was back in 2013 on one of his channels.
Oh, the knockout game where the little kids in Memphis run around knocking people out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
And then I was like, I saw like he was making a comment saying, "White people, if you ever see these niggas around, yeah, because you know how he talks.
Yeah. Dude, a motherfucker with himself, man. Dude, crazy. But speaking of him, you can continue with your story. I'm listening.
And then, oh yeah, and then I was like, man, fuck this Sambo ass, hoe ass nigga. This is back in 2014. I was like 21 going on 22. And then I saw a video of Vlad. He interviewed that jester, Lenny, Charlemagne.
Yeah.
And someone in the comment section was like, we need more black leaders like Professor Griff and Dr. Umar Johnson and Malcolm X and Tommy Sotomayor. I'm like, Tommy Sotomayor? I didn't know him by name at the time. I just knew him by face.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not gonna lie, my mind was in a dark place, college.
A lot of people's minds were. Look, bro, a lot of people's minds were. I know females that used to listen to dude that you would never believe. You feel me?
Right.
I know.
I used to listen to him myself. And then, as time progressed, like around the end to end of 2016, I just stopped fucking with him.
Yeah.
And then I made a video about Tommy, Tariq, and Vlad. I went in on all three of them.
I seen it.
Oh shit! Word.
Yeah, I seen it. Look, bro, you just how we talking about people not, you know what I'm saying, watching us, but Sly watching us. I watch a lot of people. I just never comment. Like when you made your response video to mine, I didn't comment, but I did a response video telling you that I did. You feel me? A lot of people watch stuff.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got people with 400,000 subs watching my videos with verified checks, commenting and shit. But they just be in the cut.
I know that Vermin, that journal academics watches this shit. So.
Yeah, nah, I don't think he do. I ain't gonna front. I was talking about like Blackie Speaks, Dominus Live, and people like that. For the hip hop content, they was, what I'm saying, every now and then they'll take some.
Watching your shit too.
Who?
Arsino?
Oh, he watches my shit.
I can see him watching.
Yeah, he got the young perspective, but a lot of them do. I know they do, bro. It's not a surprise to me, but it's but the fact that exists. But you was continuing on with your Tommy stuff about talking about him stealing your thumbnail and all that shit.
Yeah, man. I'm be honest with you. I got a hit list, man, and he's on it. I got a bunch of people I'm going after. Tommy's he's gonna be like my first victim.
Hey,
I
bro.
got that bitch saved on my external hard drive and everything. I will embarrass him. Nation.
Man, look, bro, man. Matter of fact, didn't you tell me you called in? You told me you called in to his show, or was that somebody else?
I did that back in 2016, but that must have been somebody else. I did that. That was like ages ago.
Oh, okay. All right, so yeah, the thing about Tommy Sotomayor, and we gonna talk about the black community now. See, this is what this is what I really wanted to talk about. You feel me? So with dudes like Tommy Sotomayor, he represents the self-esteem issues in the black community, the self-hate, the colorism, the feminization of black men, all of that in one. He's the perfect example of it all. You feel me? And dude is a narcissist to the point of you would get sucked into his rhetoric, not knowing that it's so hateful and just so twisted that you wouldn't even believe that you used to, tune into dude. So when I hear dude now and he plays the victim, see, I've studied individuals to the point to where he'll, make his followers feel sorry for him. He'll do stuff like, I can't believe this. Put his hands on his head. This is crazy. Why are they fucking with me? Shit like that.
I can lie to him, man. Lex Vortex, got his ass.
He's a what? Oh, he got him. Oh, he got him.
Yeah,
I haven't.
Lex Vortex got very
Man, the
That
stuff
shit.
with Tommy's runs so deep, bro. He got Haven Bullets, he got True Freeman, he got all of these people coming at him. You feel me? And a ton of
I
people,
know.
and it's like they're all
Oh,
attacking
I
him.
used to watch this shit. I know. Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, all of those people. It's fascinating to see a narcissist on YouTube. It's fascinating. I don't watch his videos. I
He
just
was
watch the
making
people around him.
chronicles of videos, bro.
What'd you say?
He milked the Kanika Drake. I said he'll make a chronicles of videos where with niggas who are supposed to be stalking him.
Yeah,
And he used to milk. He milked the fuck out of Kanika Jenkins' story. I didn't like that shit.
he's a leech. He do that to a lot of things. He milked the whole
Oh
Vlad
yeah.
and Tariq situation. You feel me? He's still going on a rant about Tariq, and that's like 6 7 years later. But my whole point of bringing dude up is that people like black people fall in line with those viewpoints because of the destruction of the black community and the disorganization of it. See,
Absolutely.
for instance, like when for people to align themselves with that type of thinking is destructive because there are nobody to set like Tommy Sotomayor's rhetoric can easily be, destroyed. He says that black people are all of these negative things, but yet he
Yeah.
fails to mention how it's not really our fault, honestly. Yes, now, but we understand subconsciously. Rosewood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, when we try to build, when we have people that tell us, look, segregation is key. Malcolm X, Fred Hampton,
Yeah.
Bunchy Carter. When we do things like that, Black Liberation Army, Black Panther organization, you feel me? When we do things like that, they come in and destroy it. They bomb, they inject, they imprison. We got political prisoners till this day. People rally around Meek Mill who violated probation, bro. But yet we have political prisoners in fucking Florence, Colorado, maximum security underground prison, and nobody is doing nothing for them at all. And these are people that were fighting for us, you feel me? And they got to the point to where they were putting false charges on individuals, you feel me? Setting up, man, wow, crazy. But when he does stuff like that and ignores it and, puts it all on black people and depicts us as certain things, which we do play a part in.
Of
But,
course. Yeah.
yeah, of course, but for him to ignore all
He
this
likes to
other
look at the
shit.
symptoms. That's the thing. He likes to focus on the
Yeah,
symptoms.
it's monetary. You feel me? It's monetary to just go at this and be like, look at these savages, look at this. Now donate, hit the super chat button, get those likes up. Patreon, GoFundMe for Fatherless
He has a
America.
song called Beastie's Back.
Oh no, that's not his song. That's a song from some girls from my hood in Los Angeles. Or not really my hood, but in Watts, called
Oh
They from
shit, that
Imperial
motherfucker from
Courts.
Cali? Oh,
Yeah, yeah, they're from the Imperial Courts Projects. Called Beastie's Back. It's called
that
the
makes it
Beastie
even
Squad.
worse.
Yeah, it's the Beastie Squad. But yeah, that's where they made the video at. But yeah, that's where he got the song from, and that's his intro. Beastie's back,
Back,
Beastie's back.
Beastie's Back. Yeah, that shit.
But
I don't know what followed me back. I mean, I do know because I was going through a lot of fucked up things. I used to get cursed out by black women so damn much.
hey
Yeah,
man,
so
hey look,
it gave me a validity to listen to.
he has a lot of talking points about the corruption of the woman. Yes, it's true.
Yeah,
But there needs to be a solution, not to just sit on here and bash him. Because what are you gonna do? What has he done? Who is he with? What is his
I,
alternative? You feel me?
at the end of the yeah, I definitely feel you, College. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's our obligation as men, not just black men, just men, period, across the board, to maintain the community. I
Yep.
mean, you can't. That's why I don't agree with groups like MGTOW
Yep.
because it's just like a boys only's club. That's what that shit turned
Yeah,
into.
and hate women.
The
Boys
N-word
only
is
hate women.
dangerous.
Shit.
Yep.
You feel me? It's a primitive mindset of just you don't like me. You don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that bullshit, bro. But the thing about it is,
Oh
bro,
man.
about just what's going on with people like Tommy Sotomayor. He represents um when he talks about the corruption of the woman. I understand that, and there is some validity to what he says. But to sit up there
Of
and
course.
just bash him to the point of not just like giving a solution. His solution is some outlandish shit. You feel me? We need to line these bitches up and you know what I'm saying. Say all type of gunning them down type shit. I'm like, yeah, you. That's when I realized, yeah, this nigga on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Some whole other shit. But it was something I was trying to say about this, man. I just can't think of it at the moment. Something about Tommy Sotomayor.
When he
Um,
disrespected Hassan Campbell, that was it for me. I'm sorry,
oh
man.
yeah,
That
I mean
shit.
it was before then. The Dallas,
No, before that, but that one sealed it for me. That
the
sealed
Dallas one sealed it for me when he was cussing out the black woman in Dallas, talking, threatening to shoot her and kill her and shit. And then when Tariq was in his face, that was
Oh yeah,
2015, right?
2016. Yeah.
Yeah, 2016, 2015, yeah. You know, and he has a lot of moments. The Tariq situation, funny as fuck. Oh my god, that shit hilarious. The Tariq one with the Coon Train Award with Vlad TV setting him up. That
Yeah.
shit. You know, the shot, the arms in the background, shall we say, setting him up. You feel me? The shadow in the
Hmm.
background. You know, but
I don't let that white supremacy shit distract me. All that shit Tariq talking, because he's
oh
very
man,
smart.
Tariq. Hey man, look, Tariq. I gotta say this, man. Tariq is an individual in which has a whole fucking mixtape album called "Wash Your Ass,"
I
and
know.
it's funny as fuck. Funny as hell, dude is a fucking living
Yeah, he
character.
is. I
And
remember seeing him on MTV and shit as a kid.
for real,
Yeah.
hell no, I ain't.
I remember because he was pretty much he was trying to help. He was trying to help this white boy like get this girl and shit. He was
Yeah.
trying to like be like a pickup artist.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That show.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I seen a clip of that. It's in a movie or
Yeah, Tariq
something.
Glass was on that shit too.
Yeah, yeah. He's a real finesser in the black community. But the fact that
I
people
like to
like
call
him,
him a tycoon, but
a
yeah.
tycoon. ah, but now I was gonna say that people like him exist
Hmm.
because of the lack of leadership in the black community, like the lack of male leadership. Things like
Yeah.
this shouldn't get. Matter of fact, honestly, just to keep it 100% raw, a majority of men are followers of other men. You feel me? And the fact that there's not a lot of individuals out here, that leads for people to be, following other individuals who are fraudulent. People like to, follow personalities over actual solutions and, facts and information. So when they have somebody that's entertaining, like a Tommy or Tariq, what you notice about these individuals is they are all entertaining. Now I want to bring somebody else into this spectrum of conversation. Young Pharaoh, man, we gotta talk about
I was gonna
Young
bring
Pharaoh.
somebody else too, but yeah, go ahead and bring up Young
Young
Space.
Pharaoh, man, look, bro. I seen this channel that just got deleted, YK the Truth. It just got deleted. He was exposing Young Pseudo, and the
Yeah, him
fact
and
that
Hassan, yeah.
yeah, the fact that his channel was deleted. He got a new channel, by the way. It's called Young Pharaoh Psychologist. You guys go subscribe to that. But
With all
um
with all when that's being said,
yeah, with that being said, family.
with that being said, family.
Nah, but you know, him scamming black women, like the daycare scam, a black card scam, donating to a lawyer scam, three in a row. He's 3 for 3. And what I want to talk about is the universe will repay him for what he's done. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in no pseudo shit. You feel me? This is something that always plays a part. With Polite, it's the same thing. You have people that don't want to call it out. You know what I'm saying? Because they worship his personality. They don't want to believe that they got by an individual the same skin tone as them. They just left. A majority of Pharaoh's followers come from him exposing Polite. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he also had a Sandra Bland scam too. It's spineless. You know what I'm saying? He used Sandra Bland's name as a way to donate funds in like 2015, and he didn't know her family. It's spineless, but shit like that shows the character of an individual. You feel me? So with the people that were following Polite, they didn't want to believe that he was a scammer until somebody finally made a video. Young Pharaoh was a donate. How would you say? He donated money to Polite's cause, and he got scammed. So he made a video about it, and got a lot of attention. So after that happened, a lot of Polite's following went over to him just for him to do the same thing. So that's why a lot of people haven't come out and said anything about him scamming them. It's shame, you feel me? It's shameful. So when Hassan Campbell, when all of these other individuals, YK the Truth been exposing him for years, and a couple of those videos were kind of getting big in in numbers of the so-called conscious community, and it was becoming prevalent. You have a person, an elder, Rassam. I don't know if you know of him, but he made a video questioning Young Pharaoh being a scammer as well. These are all
Yeah,
people.
I've never heard of him. No.
Yeah, he's an elder from New Orleans. I see. I never comment in these people's comment sections. I don't comment in Hassan Campbell's comment section. You feel me? But
Have,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Pharaoh Said It?
Pharaoh who?
Pharaoh Said It. That's his YouTube channel name.
Pharaoh Seti.
Said
Oh,
it.
said it. Yeah, he's an older Pharaoh. Yeah, he's like in his
Yeah, he's an
30s or
older
40s.
cat,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he had a video that really stood out to me where he was talking about how black people are pretty much just lost in the confusion. It ties into the cognitive dissonance that you like to speak on, like how you have all of these groups like the RGB and then the conscious community, and then
Yeah.
you got dudes who follow Tommy Sotomayor or O'Shea, Duke Jackson, and the Manosphere.
Hmm.
It's like
Oh,
it's like
it's
hella
go,
confusion and shit.
okay. Yeah, I was finna bring up something. You brought up O'Shea, Charlie
JewEls.
Brown. Look like Charlie Brown, bro. Dude look like a brown Charlie Brown, bro. Funny as hell. But not Charlie Brown. Elmer Fudd. Look like a brown Elmer Fudd. That's what he look like. Yeah, he look
I was
like
like,
a
eh,
brown
not
Elmer
so much
Fudd.
Charlie, but definitely Elmer.
Yeah, yeah. But nah. What I was gonna say is that his talking points. I seen a couple of his videos. He entertaining as hell, but I don't agree with a lot of the shit that they be doing or saying. Actually, he hasn't proven to be a scammer yet, but he's following the Tommy format. You feel me?
I was
I
gonna say
see
he
it.
follows Tommy and David Carroll's format.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't watch David Carroll. I've never watched one video of him. But I probably have to check some out. I don't really know his talking point. It's similar to Tommy's though. I seen the titles of the videos.
Well, no. You got it backward. Tommy's is similar to his.
Oh, okay, okay,
Because
all right,
Tommy likes to pride himself on being the first one to do it.
yeah, okay. And he wasn't. It's similar to like DJ Academics with his. I was the first one to report on hip hop shit. All right, but Carcino been here
And I
way
found it
before
funny.
him. You feel me?
I found it funny that you said academics used to like he used to be like a part enveloped in that subtle nation shit. So
Yeah, he
yeah,
was in
let's
comment
do it.
sections back in like 2013 in Tommy Sotomayor videos. I remember when I first seen Tommy Sotomayor videos in like 2015. I saw him. 2015, I saw his comments in there supporting, Tammy. So, what I wanted to talk about with O'Shea is that a lot of the talking points for people like him, I seen a couple of his videos. They were talking about like should black men go to Brazil or Southern or South America to find a wife or stuff like that. And I thought about that for a second. I don't agree with that because these people, the Dominican blacks, or quote unquote, the just Dominican melanated people and the Caribbeans and a majority of those people from other places outside of America, they like to talk down on us even though they don't understand or they haven't went through the social engineering and the fucking sabotaging of our community that we went through in America. They haven't like a crack epidemic of putting guns and cocaine in the hoods, mass
I'm
incarceration.
so glad you said that
Go ahead, continue. You can go. You can talk, bro.
because my family comes from Belize, bro.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So what's
so I know what you mean, but
I was gonna say that just like when black men in America they tend to like run from the indigenous melanated girls here and try to run to those girls down there who look down upon them in their situation but not knowing that it's socially engineered. There's no sympathy for your situation. So it's like
no,
you trying to put somebody on a pedestal who looks down on you. So I look at that shit as like it's weak. You feel me? It's weak to run off on your women like that. I see it as another way of black men running off on their women. Once again, running away from responsibility. You feel me? And that's what I just like when I see videos and topics like that. It shouldn't even be a fucking topic. Feel me? So it's like those people they look at it like oh they're poor, they're disorganized, they're crackheads, they're this and that, they're all their men are locked up, not knowing that just look at this Bill Cosby situation. You feel me? Look at this Bill Cosby shit. Black Boule at the top, but once you do something like he tried to buy the Turner Company. You feel me? And
yep.
try to that
I was
right?
one trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, yeah, and he tried to buy the Turner Company to try to change the image of black people in on mainstream television because he was tired of seeing us in like situations like, for instance, you have Tyler Perry, all of his shows on television are dysfunctional black families. So when
Yep.
people from families, we don't aspire to do better because we see this on television, this dysfunctional family. So we think that it's cool and normal. You have, that Rainbow Coalition behavior on television of man and woman relationships and stuff like that all over mainstream TV. And then you also have single motherhood. You also have the father in and out of jail. So it's not aspiring for black people to be better when they see those type of images. And they know that the television is programming them and, really manifesting the destiny for them to accept that reality. So Bill Cosby noticed he tried to buy the Turner Company and try to give us, better images. So with his money and his clout, he tried to turn over, what was told of him. Being in that black boule, you can't make moves like that. So they have to bring you down to level. You feel me? Show you that you a nigga again, basically. So that's why all of that had happened. So any other comments?
Yeah, but I honestly, because I see Bill Cosby as like an anti-hero. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see him more as an anti-hero when it comes to like his approach to black people. Like he really wanted the best, but how he went about it and his attitude towards us, like that shit just wasn't cool. And I do want to comment as far as Caribbean blacks too. I will get to you on that, but I'm gonna finish the Bill Cosby shit off first. Like with Bill Cosby, I grew up like I used to love listening to Bill Cosby, from his Fat Albert series to the Bill Cosby Show. Man, I used to even wear FUBU clothes. I ain't even sitting in front. Shout out to the producer, Lord FUBU.
Yeah, he sold that shit. He paid now. He sold that shit back then, but he's paid now. Go ahead.
Bro, let me tell you something. As far as Caribbean blacks go, it like in a lot of instances it's better, but in others it's just as bad, if not worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in the hood in Belize back in 2010, man. That shit was a motherfucker will kill you for $20, which is 10 American dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you something else interesting. You know the rapper Shine, right?
He's from Belize.
Yeah. Well, guess what? He aligned himself with the JewEls. He even got videos of that shit.
Mm-hmm. And that's that P Diddy connection, of course. But what I wanted to mention about Belize is that I really didn't mean Belize and that way. Like I know there's a lot of matter of fact, since you brought them up, a lot of them are cool. I'm from Los Angeles. It's a large population. Yeah, it's a large population of them. And honestly, a lot of them, I found out about them in high school, and there was no difference between us. Like they didn't act different. There was no fucking difference. They was like we didn't find out like there was no difference, bro. No feature, no physical differences. Like the girls had light bright hair. You feel me? They had like orange type hair and orange type eyes, or just like shiny. But other than that, like Bosco, he's Belizean, you feel me? Bosco, the little, the nigga that always on YouTube talking and roasting Star Boys and shit. Feel me? Him, he's from Belize.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's from Belize. All these motherfuckers are Belizean. I didn't even know. Like I had a gym coach. They gangbangers too, and they banging out in Belize too. I know that for a fact. They got Bloods and Crips like a motherfucker down there from Cali going down there. So, but
I know that dude who made that song on. I'm in love with the
OT Genesis.
Yeah, he's from.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that either. Yeah, a lot of them. It's a lot of Belizeans in Cali. I didn't even know that until I went to high school and started. They don't.
Family members in Cali, so I know there's a lot of Belizeans.
Yeah, but they act different. Like we had Dominicans in class. We had a couple Dominicans, and they was like, "I'm not black, I'm Dominican," and she was blacker than me. So that's where a lot of that shit comes from. Yeah, and then I had Puerto Ricans too. Puerto Ricans that was like, I'm not black, I'm Puerto Rican. Nigga, you look like Allen Iverson, my nigga. What are you talking about, bro?
We typically claim it, like, especially my family. I grew up in an Afrocentric environment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my dad liked to listen to a lot of Farrakhan videos and all that shit. My middle name actually comes from Dr. Khalid Muhammad, because my name is Raheem Khalid Flowers.
Okay, that's what's up. That's one of the highlights of that influence, actually, because Khalid is the real one. Khalid is the real one. Yeah, but so that's crazy. So I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, man. That's crazy. But what else is there to talk about? We talking about the black community and just what the interactions between black women and the behavior. You want to talk about that?
Happened? Oh, here we
go. What, it was messing up?
Yeah, it was tweaking a little bit. It's not better now, though.
All right. So yeah, I was talking about should we talk about the interactions between black men and black women, and in the current status in America, what it's like today?
Oh, go for it, man. I want you to shoot off
Alright.
first, and now I'm gonna go ahead and expound on it.
Alright, I feel as if it's a little more difficult because of the programming and the conceptions of us as black men or melanated beings. It's like we're we're um we're constantly fighting against this system through our woman's mind. You feel me? That's how much they've aligned themselves with that behavior and those thought processes. Not understanding, like, for instance, it's a lot of young black men. They get out in these streets because black women are attracted to that. You feel me? And I know that for a fact because that's why that's why they act wild, because women are like align themselves with this destructive behavior because of the system has made it seem as if that's how black men are supposed to be. So I'm talking about like the real, you know how it is. You from Chicago, you know how that shit is,
Oh, of
bro.
course, bro. I can
Yeah,
tell you a bunch of stories
yeah,
from
yeah.
Chicago.
So it's like when men get into that mindset, it's like other than that, what are you supposed to be? You don't want to be a corporate sellout. You feel me? That's not what we want to do. That's not, that's the whole point of us even being black men because we're not accepted. So to even align ourselves with that, it's like, okay, it's kind of corny, but we have to maintain in this society as well. So what are we supposed to do? We can't, they're like, it's like the mindset of trying to be that type of individual is destructive, and that's why there is mass incarceration, and that's why, like, for instance, they tore down a jail. I'm not gonna say which city, but it's in America, in the South.
Okay.
But they tore down a jail, and they were saying there were complaints about it being violent, and it was housed, a majority of African Americans, and it was overpopulated. So what did they do? They didn't want to rehabilitate the individuals in there because they said the inmates complained that there were a lot of mental issues in there because of the lifestyle of living in there, and that they needed rehabilitation. So what does the city do? They make a new jail with 4 times its capacity of the original time. You feel me? And they want to house more people because it's lucrative. You feel me? They get, it's a business. So with that type of mindset, they understand that people will continue to come to jail. Black men will continue to come to jail. As they say, these conscious community scammers, they have this mindset of there's a sucker born every day. So the government has the same mindset. You feel me? There's a sucker born every day that'll fall into this system. And with these elongated sentences, they have RICO charges and human trafficking. They're making it harder for these younger individuals to get out. So with the CCA
You say
prison,
something about human trafficking, coach?
yeah, human trafficking, yeah, that's what they call pimping now. You know,
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. But
yeah,
there's a story about a young girl named Desiree Robinson here in Chicago. They even on Backpage.com. They even like the government determined that they shut down that site recently.
yeah.
I saw it on Chicago Street. I'm like, man, this is
You saw it on where?
and I mean, I even think about. I mean, unfortunately, men orchestrate this shit, and it also made me think about what the girl from Smallville when she got caught up doing
Oh
something.
yeah,
There's a bigger source to that too.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about I know what you're talking about with that thing in Chicago. I seen the World Star video of it. And what you realize about that is that they're using those people that's doing that Backpage stuff, the owners, the CEOs of Backpage, because they can't get a cut of it. It's prostitution, but
Yep.
they just can't get a cut of it. They have brothels and stuff like that. They want those women. See, well, this is something else. The backside of all of this, they want our women to be over sexualized because they will have plantations. Once again, we see these CCA prisons as new slavery. Now in America, there are more people in prison working for cents on a dollar than there ever was people in slavery in America. So it's like I can't know the numbers, but I think it's 3-4 times the millions of people that were in slavery that are now working in CCA prisons, black people in America. So
Shit.
yeah, with that being known, that's a fact too. And all of these men are locked up. They're doing jobs that people get paid $20 an hour for, $25 an hour for. You feel me? And they're doing like welding for like companies, tech companies and shit like that. So this is something that's going on now, and that's a form of slavery. They're putting them to work. They have to work in those prisons. So with that being known, with this back page prostitution thing, they're only jumping in on this because they can't get a cut of it. So what they do is that in Las Vegas, you have the brothels out there in Nevada, I mean to say, and they have bunny ranches and stuff. They will start putting women in those situations. They make women think that it's okay to be promiscuous and to, that your second option is to sell your body. So if the men aren't out there doing
See,
that,
it makes me.
go ahead, go what you was gonna say.
No, no, finish the sentence. I feel like you're gonna say something epic. Finish the sentence. I
Oh,
know what.
with the
Finish
quote unquote managers, the pimps that are out there, watching over those women and collecting the money themselves, they take them out and they put a white man in place for these black women that's gonna be out there doing that and putting her in a brothel. So now look at the society. Now look at it, man. We're gonna have black women in brothels. We're gonna have black men. We already have them in the prisons, you feel me? So
it.
the children are gonna run wild and they're gonna be, running with this behavior of, get the attention of the woman by being a badass. You feel me? Be in these streets and have a name and just known for doing this, and that leads them to the juvenile system or foster care. That's another thing within itself. They have boot camps for children. They have juvenile for children. They have foster care. They have group homes that are dangerous, and they gang banging in there, and they, what I'm saying, beating kids up, extorting them. All of that going on in these places. A lot of these kids, like, they grow up like fucked up in the head, and there is no rehabilitation for them going through these things. So this is what is breeding now, and there's nobody to say nothing. We have scammers running around here avoiding all of these fucking things that I've been mentioning. You feel me? They avoiding all of these fucking topics that I've been mentioning. So what was that you was gonna say, bro?
Well, now I'm gonna double down on it. Now that you said all that, well, basically that's why they locked up dudes like Larry Hoover and Jeff
Yeah,
Ford, and they made it to where even these gang leaders, like they still had a format on, like, pretty much to structure black men. Even though we could say it wasn't always the most moral way to look at it, but still they had a way to structure these young black men. But they cut off. Once you cut the head off, then the body's gonna easily fall apart. Now you got all these little niggas running around and shit.
yeah,
You got GDs fighting GDs. You
yeah.
got
And
SOs fighting
you,
foes.
you know what's crazy? I heard an individual say from Chicago. I know some people from the west side of Chicago, some foes. You feel me? But some old heads too. They some older motherfuckers. But and what he had told me is that black when the back when the Panthers had first hit Chicago, they was chasing them motherfuckers off the block because they already had their own structure. They had their old head leaders or their own organization. So I thought about it. I was at first. I was like, eh. Yeah, I don't know if that was right. You feel me? I'm saying that in my head, but then I thought about it. It's like there was actual structure going on back then. So you can't say that because it's other areas that needed that, but that area probably didn't need it because they already had it. So when
Right,
the
because
federal,
you were gonna disrupt the natural order of things.
yeah, yeah, when the COINTELPRO and all of the RICO charges had RICO charges was for Italian mob bosses who were smart enough to avoid charges and avoid things like that and away from that attention. Now they're using that on street level gangbangers who have a leader who's trying to organize things in his neighborhood. So now they're using that on low level. The mob is where they have businesses set up and they're doing things like for real, and that was a threat to the government. I'm talking about like the prohibition era in the 20s and the 30s and shit. So they
Mm-hmm.
using that on gangbangers now who are just like a group of 60, 70 individuals with a couple, two, three leaders, and you know what I'm saying, where they just running an empire, not even an empire, small little market of drugs. They don't want it to get to that level anymore. So now RICO charges are hit for these people, and now they're gone for long periods of time, and now it's leaving to the point to where conspiracy charges are really like ghost charges. Conspiracy is the worst charge you can have because they don't need evidence. They can just, hear somebody saying that you did this, and it's like, okay, we can hit you with 15 to 20 to 30 years or life off of this alone. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to have any
Yep.
evidence. So that's dangerous for anybody to be a leader or, just try to aspire to group black people together, because that's like, it's a way to take them out the game. The government is it's warfare. You feel me? It's always been warfare on us.
Yeah,
A lot
I
of
mean
people don't understand that.
that's why with black exploitation came in at a perfect time in the '70s when nobody wanted to do that leadership shit.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? We're gonna find a way for black people to be entertained, and so because women are attracted to power, they saw power in these dudes who were pimps and plays and shit.
Because the media told them to do. Because the media told them, and also, you know, they were taking the jobs away from black people at those times, so they felt as if they had to do this thing. You know, they had to do this to survive. Yeah, and also another thing that was going on, a lot of people don't talk about, like during the 50s and 60s, is the alcohol epidemic. A lot of people were alcoholics. You feel me? The older black men, they were alcoholics, and then in the 70s and 60s, they were using heroin. A lot of people don't mention that. Those were the communities, like, you know, how we have, you know, lean and pill heads now, and in the 90s they had crackheads, and in the 80s they had crackheads, and 70s cocaine and heroin. That was, you know, the 60s and 50s before they were addicted to alcohol. So there was always
and
this.
I'm glad you said that.
Go ahead.
My dad came in America in 1979 because my grandpa, even though he was a smart dude, he was an alcoholic. My dad, he was harsh and brutal. My dad left Belize at 17 years old in 1979 to move here in Chicago. Spent most of his life here. Come 2019, he's been here 40 years.
Damn.
And yeah, you're right about that. And when you made that video about pretty much what black men do, and then black men, like, they cover up their dirt and their shit, and that's something that we don't tell them. Like they made it seem like it was a utopia for black people.
Yeah.
Back in like those ages where it was like, the black people were coming up economically and whatnot, but there was a lot of like psychological and domestic issues.
Yeah.
Just like even in my own household, like I got a lot of family issues. I ain't gonna sit here in front. But
we all do.
Brothers, yeah. My younger brother's like the only one I really interact with.
Yeah, and I thought I was gonna say that when I did that video on the alcoholic shit, it's like, you know, what you realize about life. You know what I'm saying? With human nature, bro. Like, I got family members in which, you know, they'll say something like, they'll hear some 70s singer or something to be like, now this is when music was real. This is when music was real. And then if you catch a motherfucker older than him, he'll be like, he'll listen to some 50s blues and be like, nah, this is when music was real. And then if you catch a person older than him, he'll say the same thing, you feel me? So it's like, it's a continued pattern of the human psyche. And also, when people try to, you know, make things seem as if they're better than they were. Like, you'll have somebody from my era be like, oh, you know, we used to fight back then. I say, you know, we used to fight back then. But what I understood is that, you know, when you get of those ages, like 14, 15, and you taking a loss, and you got these motherfuckers that, like with the black community, a lot of people can't take a loss because the people won't allow you to take a loss. You feel me? They'll make fun of you. You know what I'm saying? They'll laugh at you. They'll do all this extra shit like, like you take a loss and you can never get it back. So now people feel like they gotta one up you now. So one upping you is getting a gun. And, you know what I'm saying? That's how they think, because the environment allows that type of behavior to be, you know what I'm saying, rewarded for not taking a loss. You feel me? Or taking a loss is like you can't come back from it. So that's that behavior. But what you realize is that it was going on in the 80s, it was going on in the 90s, it was going on in the 70s, bro. Old heads be lying they motherfucking ass off. Like, for example, the murder rate was higher way back in the fucking 70s and shit. And honestly, in some places, like in Chicago, they had over 900 murders in the fucking in the 60s.
I can tell you right now, in the 90s, when we were around the time we were working around the same age.
Yeah.
It was way worse back in the 90s than now in
2000. Yeah. Most definitely, crack was going
sure
on.
It was the same way like that in LA. It was way worse.
Yeah, riots and shit. You feel me? It was a lot of riots and you know, and police brutality. That's another topic as well. Police brutality, but it's still going on today. It's like subtle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people aren't getting to these issues, bro. It's a lot of things going on with our people that people just not fucking like addressing. You feel me? And what we was talking about with the 1950s and 60s is like, for the black people in those households, a lot of black people from back then, or you know, from those times, like to paint the picture as black men and black women were together in union. They were forced to
Jesse
be
Lee
together
Peterson
in
was saying
Houston.
that shit to Tariq basically when he had an interview recently. Jesse Lee Peterson was
Oh, he said that.
he was making it seem like it was all sweet and it was all good.
Oh, man, look, see, bro, if they would have put me in situations where I'm talking to these motherfuckers, bro, do you know how I would eat through these motherfuckers, bro? And I'm a
Oh,
youngin'.
I know.
Yeah, come on now,
I
bro.
know.
It's like you put a person in segregation to where they can't drink water with a white person. They can't use the same bathroom as a white person. They can't be at the same movie theater as a white person. See, what I also mentioned with music, like we could talk about hip hop for a second, but not too deep into it. I'm talking about music in general. Like with the
Go
radio
for it.
stations, back then, my grandmother told me that when she was a little girl, they had a black radio
You got a
station.
video on it.
Yeah, I got a video on it, but that motherfucker somewhere in the vault somewhere. Shout out to Nashina Loves K for uploading on my video. Shout out to
Shout
Shorty.
out to and community college
Yeah,
kid.
and
Yeah.
community college kid, that's the homie.
Shout out to
You
both of them.
feel me? Yeah. But what you notice is that what she told me is that when she was a little girl, they had the black radio station and the white radio station, and
Right.
the white radio station would listen to the black music and steal it and make total copies of it, and try to mimic what the black artist is doing. And the white people themselves, the white people her age, like the teenagers and stuff, wouldn't even listen to the white version. They were listening to the black version because they didn't like the white version. It was not soulful. It just wasn't the same. So the fact that blacks weren't listening to the white radio station, even whites weren't listening to the white radio station. This is during the segregation era. You feel me? So with
Bro,
that, go
I
ahead.
know.
It froze. Go ahead. Oh shit.
I said Elvis Presley, like, he found like that's where he got his foundation. He
Mhm.
wouldn't like he knows that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I feel you on that. Elvis Presley is a prime example, especially me being in Memphis. They call him the king of rock and roll. You feel me?
oh, and his mother's a JewEl too.
Oh, whoa, whoa, okay, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But yeah, my whole point about mentioning
I'm shocked too.
what you say?
No, I didn't say nothing. I was just laughing.
Oh yeah. So I was saying,
I just had to learn that myself like a few years back.
damn, I got to do some research on that because that reminds
Yeah,
me
you
of
do some research on that. Make sure confirm that.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna talk about Martin Luther King and his Jesuit school, or communist
What
school,
about Mike?
huh?
What about Mike? Go ahead.
Nah, it's messing up. Say that again.
What about Michael? Go ahead.
No, I didn't say Michael. I said Martin.
Martin, that's his name. That's Martin Luther King's name.
Oh,
That's his actual
damn.
name.
Oh, shit. All right. Goddamn. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he stole that name from the Martin Luther King of the past.
I had a dream. Yeah, I had a dream speech. He took that from a pastor from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. It's, he went to communist school, We know, I mean, we know what's going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk too deep on that, but, he rebelled at the last moment and made himself, solidified in the black community as a rebel. You know
Let my
what I'm saying?
people want to burn the house.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's go for it.
integration. But what I meant to say is that during the 50s and 60s, people
Yeah.
paint the picture as, it was all harmony, but yet they forget the fact that we were forced into segregation. If it was up to black men, they would be dating Asian women in the fucking 60s and 50s and 40s and shit. Look at Jack Johnson, the famous boxer, you feel me? You know,
Famous box, yup, in the 1800s, yup.
yeah, dating white prostitutes. His wives were prostitutes and they were white, you feel me? But they were
Martin Luther
the
King was messing with prostitutes.
I know I know. Yeah, it's the same pattern, bro. And then you have the singers of back then, like those blues singers. You feel me? Of the
Miles
50s and 40s,
Davis.
messing with white women. You feel me?
Yup.
It's the same thing. It's the same fucking formula. What's the little boy?
Bro,
The little boy that sung and he died as a youngin. He the one that
you
I
talking
did
about
the
Emmett Till?
who?
You're not talking about Emmett Till, are you?
Nah, hell, nah, not Emmett
No,
Till.
I didn't think so.
No, I'm talking about a singer. He was the singer. I did the video on when he had the Baphomet in the background when he was dancing. The image of you probably don't remember. You probably don't remember, bro.
Probably, I don't remember.
He was from Chicago. I think the little boy was from Chicago. He was a teenager. He was like 14, 13 years old, and he was a singer. I can't think of his name at the moment, but him, the white, the people in the background, the hands that move in the shadows, they were around him. You feel me? They were accompanying him, and they were chaperoning him to the lifestyle. And he was a boy in the 50s a teenage black boy in the 50s who was allowed, to sleep with white women and all of this just because of, his status of being a singer, and he ended up overdosing on drugs at a young age because he was introduced to drugs by those people in the shadows. You feel me? They took advantage of him.
Sounds hella familiar, but I can't think
Yeah,
of
I
it.
can't think of his name either. But somebody in the comment section will definitely mention it. You feel me? They more. I'm not trying to break here and try to go look for it at the moment. Matter of fact, you know
No,
what,
don't,
bro?
don't, don't.
Nah, we could, bro. I'm leaving this unedited, bro. I'm leaving this unedited.
All
So,
right, all
yeah,
right.
yeah, for sure, man. I'm not playing with these folks, man. But yeah, you can go and talk about something right now. But I was just gonna say about kid who overdosed.
Yeah, man. I wrote out my goals, college. You inspired me on that manifestation video, man. I'm out here trying to break the simulation, man.
I
Real.
feel you.
Like, I want to create a website and I want to buy out WorldStar too.
Hey man, World Star not owned by who you think it is.
I know. I'm well aware of that. Q's fat ass been bought that shit
Oh
already.
shit, hey man, you can't do that on.
Let me stop. That's why I had to stop myself. Like, let me stop. Let me stop.
That's crazy, man. I'm trying to think of dude name.
Yeah,
Man,
because there's a guy named Big B Kel, man, that I fuck with. I
yeah.
don't know if you know about him or not.
Say his name again.
Big B Kel?
Big BK. Nah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he makes a lot of dope ass video collages and shit. And he talks about a lot of serious issues, especially within the black community.
Yeah, hey bro, I need to say, bro, you need to make more videos and put the little music in the background, like when you responded to me. Put that shit in
Oh
there and
yeah.
talk about the conscious, subjects, bro. You'll get a lot of views, man. Like it's a lot of markets out here, but you just gotta, use code words and such. It's a market out there for
Yeah.
individuals to speak on
I
things.
definitely want to use YouTube as my foundation, but I'm out here trying to form a website it's a concept that I thought of in like November of 2016.
Yeah.
I got one of the dudes actually listened to you was one of my British homies from overseas.
Okay.
I recruited two people so far, and that big BKL guy I told you about.
Okay.
So,
All right. For sure. Yeah. I know a lot of people overseas listen to me. I be seeing my analytics. It be people in
yeah,
Bahamas and the UK. They be listening. They be tuning in. You know. But yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. The manifesting and creating things, bro. It's definitely true. Most definitely. And a lot
yeah.
of people. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't want to get too deep into it. I just want to we can talk about this another time. Like, that could be like another episode in the relative future,
Okay.
and then we could like delve into it more then.
All right. For sure. For sure.
Yup.
All right, man. So look. What else is there, man? You got any other topics, bro? Any other thing like you want to throw in there?
Well, it's not really a topic, more of a comment. Cause I want to send you some of my beats, college. Like,
Okay,
no
for sure,
bullshit.
for sure. Send it to my email.
Yeah, just,
Send. I'm gonna send you.
yeah, just
Yeah. I'm gonna type it in here. I'm gonna type it in here, bro. Here.
bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely check it out. My little brother make beats too, so he be sending me beats
Awesome.
through his email, and yeah,
Yeah,
that's something. Yeah. You know, I'm into.
yeah.
Matter of fact, since we're here, we can talk about music. So, who's your
Yeah, we
your
can definitely talk.
inspirations? Your inspirations for producing?
I got a lot of them.
Uh,
Kanye, you know me being from Chicago.
Okay,
Kanye,
yeah, these big influence to everybody in Chicago. A lot of people calling him a
Timberland.
coon, but they don't understand the influence. You feel me? That he has on black individuals
You can't
making money
deny
out here.
Kanye's
Feel me? I don't rock with people. Like, here's the thing about it, man. I don't care for individuals' political views and who they listen to or who
right,
they
right.
not. You
Kanye
feel me?
calling Trump his brother and all that shit. Yeah,
Yeah, so what, bro? You know what I'm saying? People, and look, you motherfuckers are the same people on Twitter that are, talking down on Kanye, supporting Trump, or the same people that support Charlemagne, who supports
yeah. They share
Hillary. You feel
mandatory
me?
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, whole fake shit. You feel me? So yeah, Kanye and who else?
Timberland, I got a lot. Timberland.
Okay, yeah, Timberland was running stuff. Man, like the whole Aaliyah and Missy Elliott era belongs to him. Honestly, it belongs to
Eric
him.
Ark Elliott of Flatbush Zombies.
Oh, I don't even know who that is. Oh, you put me on a producer.
Yeah, Eric Ark Elliott of Flatbush Zombies. I'm not sure if you know about EOM Elements of Music. He's a brother that died. He's this white guy, Wax's in-house producer. He died last month, March. Rest in peace.
In house. You talking about the house music like "Follow Me"? That shit.
No.
Oh,
He was like a main producer for this underground rapper named Wax.
oh, okay. I don't know who Wax is.
Oh, too. Yeah. His name's EOM Elements of Music. Fucking New Jobbies.
Who?
New Jobbies.
Who he produced for?
New Jobbies made a lot of music soundtracks for an anime called Samurai Champloo.
Oh, okay. I heard of that. And I thought if you mention the animes and producers, you might as well bring up RZA, right? Or Afro Samurai, right?
I mean, I like RZA, but believe it or not, I wouldn't say he's a main influence, but I would be definitely inspired by like some
Oh,
of RZA.
okay.
DJ Shadow. You from Cali, so I know you know about DJ Shadow.
I thought you was gonna say Battle Cat or somebody, but nah, I don't know who DJ Shadow is. He's what, a G Funk. If
DJ
anybody, if you mention in California producer, you got to understand there's a difference between Southern California and Northern California. You feel me? So if you talking about Southern California producers, if you're not mentioning Johnny J, DJ Quick, Dr. Dre, Daz, or Battle Cat, or you know what I'm saying, people like that, those are the people that come to mind for most Los
I love
Angeles.
DJ Quick's production though. I do love his
Yeah,
production.
he's an underrated legend when it comes to producing. You know what I'm
But I still got some more.
saying?
Are you familiar with a jazz musician named Herbie Hancock?
Nope. Nope.
He worked a lot with Miles Davis back in the day. He's from Chicago too, man. He's one of my OGs, man. Herbie Hancock.
Okay. Okay, I have to say.
Ronnie J.
Ronnie J produced for Denzel
I mean, not
Curry
Ronnie
and
J.
Lil
No,
Pump.
not Ronnie J. I mean, yeah, I fuck with Ronnie J. I meant Ronnie Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie J. Shout out to him.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. So it's a lot of like blues influences, basically. A lot of
You're not gonna like this one though. But the Pimp a Butterfly, that shit, man, that shit influenced me a
who?
lot. Hendrix album to Pimp a Butterfly. I know you gonna have something to say
Look,
about
no, nah, man. See, look, y'all got misconceptions about me talking about Kendrick, bro. It's not like how y'all think it is, man. It's
I know
like
you
this.
don't hate Kendrick.
Nah,
I know
I
you
don't,
don't.
I don't hate no black man for, making his money and, you know what I'm saying, getting fame in the industry. But I just, you know what I'm saying, it's like, when you understand, like, just think about it, bro. If somebody tells you that, just think about this. I'm going to use an example. Let's say before LeBron James is drafted in the NBA, or you just happen to be around NBA execs or NBA owners, and they telling you, yeah, man, LeBron is gonna, he's gonna win 3 rings. We're gonna make him. He's gonna get 3 rings. We're gonna promote him as this big star. He's gonna be the face of the NBA. We're gonna make it happen. He's gonna go to the conference finals 9 years straight. We're gonna make it happen. And then you just hearing that, and you like, man, look, man, these motherfuckers, they gotta be lying. They gotta be lying. Then you see it happen. And then you like, you can't look at that same person the same. You feel me? I look at his art as if, you know what I'm saying? I'm using an example, but I've told the story
And
many
I'm really
times.
I'm going off of sound more so than like even his. I'm going specifically off of production right
Yeah, I understand what you're
now.
saying, but you brought up Kendrick and you just said I'm not gonna like it, but it's not the fact that I don't like his the sounds or whatever. Like To Pimp a Butterfly is Afrocentric at its core. You feel me? The Me song and it's a lot of songs. I think I is on there, right? Me, I, and all of that
Yeah.
shit. You feel me? It's introspective. I fucks with it on that level, but I still got
But GC
the
for what
overall.
it is, I get you.
Yeah.
I'm not even feeling, but to end it off, Nas and Damian Marley's album Distant Relatives. That's another.
Yeah, oh, that's man. Look, that's what I talk about with Nas as a career. Like, just to be honest, I've said this on my streams, but Nas doesn't have a song as corny as
Yeah, I was there when you said that.
yeah,
On
okay, all right, you already know. He doesn't
ATL.
have, and I
Yeah.
can use a better one. He don't have a song as corny as Humble. He don't have a song as corny as Humble. He don't have a song as corny as ATM by J. Cole. He never had to do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's because of this era in music we're in, where the kids are more paying attention towards like trap type beats, with that repetitive future shit where you just say the same word over and over. Count it up, count it up, count it up. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's the repetitive shit. Like Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. You gotta say the same fucking thing or focus on commas. Focus on commas. It's the same repetitive shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's what, they get in tune with. So that's why J. Cole made that his chorus, and that's why I'm looking at it like you should never, as a conscious rapper or a quote unquote lyricist, succumb to doing some shit like that. You feel me? And that's why I gotta give my critiques on that, but I do understand it. He's doing that as a shot as well. It's like a double meaning to why he did that, to get attention, to make it a chorus, like some type of club type shit. Like count it up, like, get for those egotistical, narcissistic, money hungry individuals to think like it's about counting it up. So that's when they hear the song, it resonates with their subconscious mind to think that the song is about counting up money. But the whole time on the verses in the video, it's the total opposite of really like giving you a perspective of why it's not the thing to do. But at the same time, it's like, it's a double thing for him. Can use both as a perspective, as like, oh yeah, I made it to, really throw a shot at this and that, but at the same time using the chorus to, get the attention of the people. It's cool, you feel me? I understand it, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of producers like Icy Twat and Lord Fubu. I don't know if you know about either one of them.
I heard of Icy Twat before. Do he produce for a mumble rapper, right? He gotta produce for a mumble rapper. Got to.
Actually, he used to produce for a group called Divine Council. One of the dudes were actually cold. His name was Silk Money. This nigga is cold.
Okay, I'm more into like, I'm gonna be honest on here. I mean, I always say this. More into like trap producers, you feel me? If not that, I'm talking about now in this generation, the ones that are underground, not the mainstream ones, not your Metro Boomin, Sunny Digital, Southside. I hate those motherfuckers beats, bro. Metro Boomin every now and then does his thing, but overall the past couple of years he been overrated as hell. C Note, I like Honorable C Note. I like, Zaytoven is a all-time producer of mine.
I like DJ L from Chicago.
DJ L definitely. He been keeping G Swervo, he's been keeping him alive for a couple years. He made that Retro Flow song. He made a lot of fucking songs. I saw his ass last year. What you say? It's messing up a little. Say that again. It's messing up.
I saw Herb's ass in Chicago last year in the Water Tower.
Oh, okay. Okay. G.
Yeah, that motherfucker, man.
G.
I've never been a fan of Herb. Honestly, even when he was little Herb.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of him either, but I knew of his music. I seen like it was called 4 minutes of Hell Part 2, and it was premiered on World Star. And even then, that was 2013. That was like the beginning of 2013. The whole comment section was roasting him. Yeah, the whole comment section was roasting him for being offbeat as hell. And till this day, people are making an excuse of him still rapping offbeat. That's my only critique of dude. And now I have other critiques because he's doing a lot of suspect stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of suspect stuff. And,
Like Chance and Lil Uzi, he been fucking with those type of rappers.
Yeah, it'll come back. These artists got to understand that shit comes back on you. You feel me? That appearance of how what people look at your legacy. Like, just imagine, like, Jay-Z understood that, Nas understood that, you feel me? And that's why their legacies are looked at the way they do. That's why I have so much respect for Nas, because even in the time of ringtone rap, bro was still dropping Hip Hop Is Dead. He was still dropping, collabs with Damian Marley. He did that, you feel me? Like, he put himself out there, so he knew that his legacy would be like that, where people will look back on it like, I represented hip-hop for real. So when you see him and you see, like, when Kendrick gives you a fucking damn, you know what I'm saying, with all those pop songs on there, and his fan base is like, what the hell is you doing? It's like the kids later on, like the kids that's like 11 and 10 and 12 now, they coming up, they gonna hear that, and they gonna be like, this nigga trash. You feel me? They gonna be like that. I'm telling you, like, this nigga trash.
I was fucking with Kendrick more before he started fucking with Dre. Like his pre-Interscope days, like that's.
Yeah, that's when Kendrick was doing his thing. You feel me? He was rapping in the bricks and all that. He was like trying to develop himself as a spitter. You feel me? And he was going hard, you know. But he was a Lil Wayne stan. I always tell people this.
He, you know, he, bro, his
Yeah,
C4 mixtape,
C4
yeah.
is fucking stan. He's a damn stan. He's
He
a
begged Lil
stan.
Wayne not to quit rap back in 2016. That was crazy.
Yeah, he drunk as hell on live. Lil Wayne done quit. I'm like, yeah,
First
okay.
day should be on point, man. That shit funny.
Yeah,
You
but
listen to Roy Ayers, man? I know you gotta listen to your OG Roy Ayers.
Roy
I've
Hayes,
heard of him at least.
what is he, a jazz singer?
Yeah. He can make a song Everybody Loves the Sunshine.
Well, Barry White, man, you know what I'm saying? From LA, you know, Barry White from off Slauson, you feel me? Just shit like that. I didn't know who that is though. I didn't know who that was, who you just named. But I have to. I'll probably watch this over like I
Yeah,
always
damn,
do.
yeah, everybody has sampled that song Sunshine by Roy Ayers.
Yeah. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest on here. My listening to music doesn't go back that far. Feel me?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, yeah. You should be surprised. But it's like it goes back to at least the '70s or just
Yeah,
like
because he came around the 70s. That's when he was pretty prominent in the 70s.
okay, yeah. Matter of fact, I say like late '70s, early '80s is when my
Yeah.
history of music goes. Like it's around that time. But yeah, I definitely have to check him out. I have I'm starting to get more into jazz. Like that song by Ice Cube is called how it goes dun 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 dun. It's a song. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm messing up. Ice Cube.
Did
Yeah,
he do it with a West Side Connection? Did he do the song The West Side Connection?
yeah. West Side Connection, Dub C and Mac 10 and Ice Cube. Yeah, they got a lot of songs. It wasn't that though. It was hey, hey.
Okay.
It was a song that was on Boys in the Hood. It was on Boys in the Hood song. Yeah, that one song where he rapping about what's going on. Nah, that's not it either. What the hell is this?
Man, I can't think of it.
God damn it. He said, I have a poetry book and let me look it up. Poetry book. It's sampled from something. A bird in the hand. A bird in the hand. And it's sampled from one of the legends from back in the blues days. Feel me? And
Okay.
yeah, it's actually from BB King, Chains and Things. That instrumental and the whole Chains and Things song. It's crazy. But a lot of hip hop comes from those times. And like I said before, a lot of artists now don't use samples because of the rights getting cleared and the money that
Yeah.
they have to pay.
Sample clearances. Yeah.
Yeah, the sample clearances. So that's why a lot of music now in hip hop and even in R&B, they just switch around to see R&B. So, man, I could roast the hell out of R&B right now, bro. They just like Tory Lanez, all these thieves and shit. They purposely steal, my nigga. Like niggas is super unoriginal. Feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the gist of that. But
See,
yeah.
that's my thing, college. I like to share information with people. I think that's a very important. That's a very important thing. Just as humans and just living in society in general. I don't think we do that enough, especially in the age of information. We don't do that shit enough.
Yeah.
We have too much info to not be sharing. That's why I'm glad that I got to share all this
Say that again. Say that all
with
this
you.
what?
I said,
It messed up.
that's why I was glad. Oh, okay, I'll say it again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Definitely. I said that's why I'm glad that I was able to share all like my influences in music and even like show that's something that and even when I
Say that again. It
put
messed up
people on
again.
your
It
videos,
messed up again. Say that again.
Ah,
It's gonna get right. Hey, look, bro. Hey, look.
everything or the last
The like after you mentioned the influences from there on.
I was saying, after that I said, yeah, man, bro, because I've even like showed people your videos, like even that my British homie overseas, like he started to download your shit, bro. Especially when the net neutrality thing that you were discussing, like, yeah, man, I got to make sure that I save his videos because it's gonna be a problem with this net neutrality.
Yeah.
And you know, like, and then I even showed one of my lady friends, this older woman I'm talking to your videos and shit. She's like, you guys are babies. Like, he's very informative, but he still has a lot to learn. I'm like, I'm not saying that that's untrue, but like I showed her one of your videos when you were talking about, I think was it views from the Shadow Realm? Fuck, it was one of those videos, and she only saw like maybe a third of your video. I'm like, but you're not even. I'm not gonna say her name, but you're not even giving like a full context. You're not getting a full context. So how could you say that he doesn't know what he's talking about if you're only watching like a fragment of the video?
Hmm. Well, you know, people.
And she is a smart woman, but I'm like, go
What
ahead.
was I talking about?
Oh, you were talking about the indigenous people, and you know, she's
Oh,
big on that subject too.
okay. So she was saying that I don't know what I'm
Oh
talking
no,
about.
now I remember. Well, that was only to a degree. She feels like you only giving like bits and pieces.
Of course, that's always, you know, of course. But yeah, that was the gist of it right there. That was just
Hell yeah.
all right. Okay, okay. So yeah, but what you realize is that just like with I ran across things. I can take clips from things, bro. Not even clips, but informative things where they leading to what us being indigenous. It's crazy. I run
Now
across
I
it all the
remember
time.
now. It was around the time you made the Black Panther. It was around the time the Black Panther was released. I forgot the
Okay,
name of the video. It was around that time.
okay. And what was it?
Um, shoot, you were talking about Tariq a little bit in there, and then you were talking about the indigenous people. Man, I can't even remember everything.
Oh man.
It's cool, man.
Well, hey man, look, we'll see, we'll see. We'll see, bro. I fuck with y'all for sharing my videos. A lot of people, showing people my videos and shit. But we'll see how long they go, cause these people are censoring me. You feel me? These
Yeah, I
people.
even showed that Big B Cal guy your videos, man. He fucks with your shit, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, it
But
just
because you know he's an older head, like he's like 16 years older than me. He's like, yeah, man, I like what the young brother got to say, but you know he still gotta continue to just get older. You know,
yeah, I
that's
know. Yeah, they
that
say a
was his
man.
only critique.
They say a man matures in his thinking around the 30s. But my whole thing about that is that what's the point of that's where they are able to lead. They say a man is able to lead like his community and things like that.
Right.
And it's proven. That's proven. But a lot of people have an impact on the youth when they're in their 20s and things like that. That's when they captivate the youth. But when they captivate and lead men, like grown men, is around their 30s when they're more mature. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's a process. This whole human mindset and just this process of quote unquote age is like, it makes sense. You see it, like you really do see it once you observe people and just observe the nature of humans. It does make sense. So I do
That's all.
understand it.
I'm not really fond of that term old head. That nigga academics like saying. I'm not
Eh,
fond of that term
that
old
nigga
head.
30. He talking about old head. He 30 something, bro. Fuck
Right?
wrong with him?
Older, both of us and shit.
Yeah, you motherfucker old as hell talking about he a old, not a old head, and bro, people look. See, he knows that shit'll come back to bite him, bro. Them young niggas gonna trash him when they get older. They gonna look so lame, following behind people like that. It's like embarrassing, bro. Once this internet shit, if it only it's building like narcissistic behavior within the people, but as time goes on, will people like realize as time goes on that they were narcissistic in behavior and following people or just being purely sheep while pretending to be narcissistic. A lot of narcissistic traits are like self-esteem issues basically. You feel me?
Yeah.
And they're always threatened by somebody else's presence or thought process or something like that. So with that being known, it's like if this generation is breeding narcissists and major sheep that follow other individuals, once this internet shit gets out the way, or if any fucking thing happens to it for a certain period of time, it's either gonna be that they crack down on internet consumption of the masses because they want them to focus on other things, or it vamps up and to the point to where we putting a plug in our back of our fucking head like Neo from the Matrix or some shit. You feel me? Where we're just like we eat, sleep, and breathe that shit. You feel me? And that's either the 2 points. You feel me? So I'm feeling as if like they have to make a
2020 vision,
choice.
college, 2020 vision.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm thinking about it. That's all I do is think. That's all I do is think. Feel me? So you know, we'll definitely talk again, bro. This is the longest stream I've ever done, bro. It's the longest stream I've ever done, and they gonna enjoy this one because this is, bro. You feel me? Like the mindsets of us, like the topics and the music and everything, like it
Yeah,
correlates. You feel me? And man, you gotta make more content, bro. Cause I be chilling, you feel me? And I be like, man, I don't want to listen to like these. Like sometimes you get yourself caught up in. I'm talking about myself. I get myself caught up in hearing these motherfuckers talk about drama to the point to where it's like, all right, bro, I need to hear somebody chill, give a perspective on these things. But all I get is fucking hotheads. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that. You scamming the community. You doing this and all that shit. You feel me? Like niggas be on some whole other shit when it's just come
that's
at it
why
with a cool perspective.
I've been making videos for 2 years college, and I never made no Patreon, no GoFundMe. I never asked nobody for no PayPal, none of that shit.
Hmm.
Fuck that shit.
Well, I'm gonna
I
be on.
want to just give information. I don't give a fuck about money. I give about freedom and
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah, I feel that, and I just have to say though, you have to, care about the information. That's first and foremost because that's your
Mm-hmm.
credibility. You feel me? That's your authenticity. If you come with some pseudo, see, look, man, the thing about this whole black people in the conscious community, bro, I was just joking on the last stream or whatever about, like, nigga can come with some information now and be like, brother, you have to understand, brother. There were vampires in Kemet back in those days, brother. They were stealing from the temples and they were kicked out of Egypt and they took the 12 tribes of Judah with them, brother. You have to understand that they were stealing, you feel me? Like niggas like that, you feel me? Niggas will come in and then you'll have black people all zoomed in, believing this shit. Nigga have Photoshop images of vampires on the hieroglyphs and shit. Niggas will be believing that shit. You feel me? So when I
That's
see
the
that,
see. That's the beauty of growing up in that Afrocentric environment. I'm immune to that bullshit.
yeah. Hey man, that shit crazy. I'm telling you, for real. Niggas be really like they will be zoomed in and be donating the hell out of that. You feel me? So
Yes, and as far as me making content goes, college, like I'm gonna, I gotta start. I'm at my best when I talk to myself. I do talk to myself.
yeah,
I'm at my best when I talk to myself. So whenever I just have that moment where it's like a stream of consciousness. I'm just gonna record. I'm like, man, I'm about to open this camera, turn that bitch on.
you got to. That's the move, bro. We need. You know what I'm saying? Tell them where they can find you at though. Tell them your name and all that, like on YouTube or whatever, where they want to follow
Yeah,
you.
my name is my literal government name, like Raheem Flowers. Like, yeah, Rahem Flowers.
All right, double E, right?
Yeah, two E's.
All right. So yeah, man, we definitely gonna talk again, bro. It was nice talking to you, man. Be
Likewise, man.
be safe, bro.